Question. Have you ever been in a conversation, whether it's a sales conversation, a networking conversation, any kind of conversation, and you felt like you lost control of the conversation, that you lost your power, that somebody had dominance over you? I'm Cindy Ashton from Speak From Your Power, and today we are going to look at a scene from Harry Potter's Order of the Phoenix and really dissect it to show one way that we tend to lose our power and when somebody gains dominance over us. And if you are not loving having people having dominance over you, but you feel like you need to be able to hold your power more. At the very end, I have a special invitation to my next event, Speak From Your Power Live, which is all about role playing and getting you into your power in all your conversations and at the front of the room. So stay tuned for that. But first, let's watch some Harry Potter.
What exactly are you insinuating? I am merely requesting that when it comes to my students, you conform to the prescribed disciplinary practices. So silly of me, but it sounds as if you're questioning my authority in my own classroom. Minerva.
In this moment, she says, "You're questioning my authority in my classroom." I really can't do a British accent, just deal with it. But notice that as soon as she said that, she literally took a step up. When we take a step up, in this case, she's on stairs, but when we try to make ourselves on top of somebody, in this case, she stood on the stairs, then it's like Minerva. And she literally took that pause where she's like, literally stepped up, Minerva, and she gave that dominance. Now let's see what happens next.
Not at all, Dolores. Merely your medieval methods.
And then Minerva goes, "Not at all, Dolores." As she steps up, and because Minerva is taller, she not only steps up, you'll see that her chest had come out and she looked at her very intently. Okay, so she's like, nope, I'm taking my power back in this moment. Okay, let's see what happens next.
I am sorry, dear. But to question my practices is to question the ministry, and by extension, the minister himself. I am a tolerant woman, but the one thing I will not stand for is disloyalty. Disloyalty.
And so she goes, "The one thing I will not stand for is disloyalty." Now, who do you think won in that conversation? Dolores. Because if you notice, as soon as she says, "My authority," Minerva stepped down. She had a loss of power. She literally physically showed us that loss of power, but she also, by stepping down, but you could also see it in her body language. And then you could start to see Dolores start to really posture even more that dominance.
Things at Hogwarts are far worse than I feared. Cornelius will want to take immediate action.
And then once again, she steps up. And when she steps up, when Dolores steps up, notice she steps up, she does a wider stance, and she puts her shoulders back. So it's like she's posturing, ready to attack, like not a tiger, but some animal that I can't seem to think about right now. So again, she postures and she does that. It's like, rawr. And then she does her grand statement of they're far worse in Hogwarts than I had imagined. So this is a really great example because you can visually see how they're using the stairs to do the gain of power and the loss of power. Now, how does this translate into a sales conversation or a networking conversation or any conversation? Well, there's lots of times where you're even just standing face to face with somebody and somebody says something and your body language and you shrink back. So instead of going down the stairs to shrink back, you're shrinking back in your body language and then you're showing a loss of power. Or the other person is showing, boom, that dominance over you, right? So how do you deal with that? How do you be in your power without being dominant on another human being, but also be able to really read other people and start to notice when they're deliberately doing things to be dominant over you so that they can manipulate you or whatever they're trying to do, get their point across without letting you be heard. Your voice matters. That's what it really comes down to. So in terms of this loss of power, gaining power, start to be really aware of when you feel like you're feeling defeated or you feel like, shit, I just lost my power, and start to just notice these body language dynamics. Now, if you're going, Cindy, this is really cool stuff. How do I actually do it? How do I actually implement it? Well, there's a couple of ways. Check out speakfromyourpowerlive.com to see when our next upcoming intensive is coming. It is an in-person, and we are literally role-playing sales conversations, role-playing networking, role-playing media interviews, because if you're in the media, do you really want to be lacking credibility in your body language? Because even a lot of the times, even when someone's not trying to put dominance on us, we end up losing our power just from our own thinking and our own stuff that's inside. So Speak From Your Power Live is going to be super awesome. It's going to be all about role playing all these different scenarios, as well as how you have power from the front of the room if you're delivering a presentation on camera. And it's just a whole day of role playing and learning all these tactics. So check it out at speakfromyourpowerlive.com, or you might be like, Cindy, I know I need to work with you, but not sure how. So you can go to speakwithcindy.com and we'll do a consultation. All right, stay tuned, subscribe, follow me, because I've got so many more of these videos coming. All right, I'll see you in the next one.